Alrighty. Boys and girls, good morning. Good morning, good mornings. Let's see if all of this works. Sort of works. Sort of. My camera feels like it's in an odd spot, though. Camera definitely feels like it's in an odd spot.
Let's make sweet profit together.
Yeah, that'll do. Chris, my man, thank you very much for the 14. Good morning, good morning. It's reset day later on today for Team NA. In fact, I think servers are probably down, are they not, for Team NA? I'm not sure. I did notice when I turned my computer on this morning, it had a Battle.net update that apparently wanted to take flipping forever. So I'm not quite sure what that was about. Blizzard servers clearly struggling, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll get the patch pre-downloaded later today, I suspect. Means we got one day, one gameplay session to have a little bit of a blast through this. See if we can Mecha forged gauntlets and a cloak. No mounts. No mount sales, although ours are being priced quite aggressively right now. Might need to address that. Let's get these last little bits of Mog back up. Nothing much going on there. Still got a huge amount of delve mats in my bags. I need to think about doing something with those for sure. Right, you can get logged out. Made some new TSM groups with custom operations for the WOD items to fight some of the fake value items. It's working perfectly. Logged out last night, came back in, and almost all of it had disappeared. TSM didn't make a save for it. I really... Ooh. That's... That sounds like your in-game client isn't saving. It's not necessarily a TSM thing. It sounds more like your game client, for whatever reason, didn't save the variables file when you logged out. It does happen from time to time. I have come to learn over the years, anytime you make any significant changes to an add-on, do a /reload. As that's basically like pressing the save button. That can help massively with avoiding those sort of issues in the future. TSM, yeah, this is a good point. The TSM desktop itself might have backed it up. I'm not entirely sure how that works, to be honest. I try not to rely on that though. But it is an option for you, maybe. Worst comes to the worst. The thing I've learnt with TSM is that once you've figured out how you want to do something once, doing it again takes less than half the time. This is why a TSM profile is never done. You'd be always tinkering with TSM is what I've learnt. Always be tinkering. Right. I think what we can do is get some rares killed first thing this morning. Probably considering we get reset tomorrow and our focus may not be quite as much on this. I might clean out some of the mailboxes as well. Check your drive space. Mine was full a few weeks ago due to preloaded updates and it didn't save the variables in the add-on settings. Yeah, there can be a few reasons why it happens. It can be a touch annoying though. I feel for you, I do. Right, there's one rare, nice and early this morning. Lurk around here for the others. While we're doing that, let's go look in the mailboxes on these dudes. I don't think there's much in these mailboxes, if I'm going to be totally honest, but we can have a look. A few bits and pieces. Oh, hang on. Nitro. Nitro and a Chief Foreman. Has this team not killed Chief Foreman? If this team's not killed the Chief, I might go kill him. Might go get him pew-pewed, you know. My screen's doing this weird go black assist thing again. Hello, screen, come back, please. I really hope there isn't a glitch in this. I hope it's just that my flipping cable's cold or something stupid. Although it never happens when I'm not streaming, so I also think it's an OBS related thing. Is Chief Foreman still alive? He is. Let's, we'll come back to the mailbox thing in a minute. Let's fly these dudes up there. See if we can grab a chief kill real quick before the week's over. Let me haul ass up there. You get in the car, you get in the car. He's spawned. Let's get these pair up here. Right. Now here's to hoping he doesn't blow up my other dudes. He does that from time to time, which is a slight bit frustrating. Can we just tank this first rocket barrage? I think we can. Barrage. We need more leech. Need more leech. Okay, we'll heal up. We get him down before he does another one. Dead. There we go. Yep, they gained experience as well. We love that. Okay. Alright, get these dudes back. My flipping screen's gone black again. I use my OBS window temporarily to drive. There's a candy opportunity here as well. Oh, there was. Candy's dead. Is it the presence sensor? I have a sneaky suspicion it's the presence sensor. Why is my screen still black? This is not good. Welcome in, Lady Daisy. Good morning, good morning. Hello, screen? Why is my main monitor just off? This is slightly concerning me. You guys won't see any difference, but... oh, now it's back on again. No, it won't be black for you. The OBS and graphics seem to be doing fine. I have a sneaky suspicion it's my cable that runs from my monitor to... Oh, wait, hang on. You didn't get in the car. Did I drive all the way back without putting any of the guys in the car? Oh, what a donut. Alright. He'll have to make his own way back in a second. Yeah, I have a suspicion it's my my cable. Now I'm pretty sure I'm using the cable that came with the monitor, although I did buy another DisplayPort cable, so there is also a slight possibility that... Oh, actually, maybe I did. I think I bought a 3-meter DisplayPort cable because my screens are not directly next to my tower. Right, that's everybody roughly back. Who do we still need to kill? Nitro, Swigs, Thwack. Let's check for Swigs and Thwack real fast. No Thwackage. Any Swigs action? No Swigs action. Right, that means we can do mailboxes on these dudes then. Back to what I was trying to do 2 minutes ago. Right. Loads of 610s. No love on that dude. What I'm going to do, actually, send these mogs over to be sold. Welcome in, Rose. How we doing? Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. Stupid steam boil thing. Stupid random thing. Oh. Okay. Send that over. Yes, I'm sure it's fine being somebody that it doesn't think I know. Ha! A mount, the Dark Fuse Spy Eye. Is that Mechanica? Boom. That's a good start. Loads of random ass mogs. Can't really do anything with the mounts, to be fair. Send those over. Yes, 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 yes. Two miscellaneous Mechanica. This dude's cooking. Take those. Scared to log in. Took a break over Easter and don't know how many delves are left to do. Yeah, this is why delves are usually the thing I try and get done nice and early at the week. Get them out of the way nice and quickly. No Mechanicas on this fella. Right, there's that team cleaned out then. Right, Swigs and Thwack. Let's do another quick sanity check. No. We can get a few Sal kills. I wouldn't have a problem with that either. Let's go see if Sal is up. Oh, Sal is up. In the car, in the car. Right, you two, get going. Sal's not been pulled yet. That'll do. We'll take a bonus Sal kill. He's worth just as much as Swigs by numerical values at least. That's the theory. We're all here, so we can all loot him. Why is nobody looting him? Just loot the damn dude. There we go. I seem to have auto loot on some characters, but not others, which is something I really need to configure. Oh, Swigs is up as well. Oh dear. Right, back in the car. Back in the car. Can't miss swigs. Dumpster, please move. Oh my god, less dots. Get within range. Get within range. Right, we're good. And I guess once again, as we're all here, we can all loot. Especially since I've just opened the mailbox. I don't think anybody got anything. Nobody got anything. Right, let's get these dudes back in their rightful spots. Oh, okay, that wasn't exactly the rightful spot, but apparently you can't drive up here. Fine. We'll run them all back. We still need Thwack, so let's go park ourselves over by Thwack. He's clearly being camped. I'm not the only one doing this, clearly. Let's get these guys inside. Well, this team's then had a few Mechanicas, which is fine by me. I'm not expecting huge things on every character, so a few is better than none. Was it 3, 4 Mechanicas on this team? Right, you lot just sit on the bench. Sit on the bench, be good boys and girls. Right, where's Thwack then? Delves isn't so much the problem, it's the amount of characters. I've really only done delves, to be honest, on 1, maybe 2 characters. There was part of me that thought that I would do it a little bit more on some of my alts, but to be honest, I only started doing that for the purpose of the seasonal journey. And as soon as I actually did the seasonal journey, I was like, you know what? I'm not that fussed. You know, it is slightly concerning. There's only 2 Mechanicas in my inbox. Does that mean one of these guys got one and didn't send it? Or is it worse than that? One of these got one, didn't send it to the right character. I swear at least 2 of these characters had a Mechanica. Or did I dream that? Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I might have lost one. Whatever. Greed Buttons sent me some. So how and why did these guys either not send any or did not get any? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. I'll check the VOD. Right, Thwack is up. Get him pew-pewed. It's the last one we need on this team. Boom. How am I doing on market research? 2,338 market research. That's a box if I turn it in. That's a box right there. Let's log these guys out. Swap the teams.
Dim lightin' and absolutely no airflow.
Maybe I'll do just that. Maybe I'll go turn in that market research for another box. While I wait. Is everybody logged on?
You've been followed?
These guys will say if they spot something. I'm going to need to actually do the currency transfer, aren't I?
Watch your back.
Transfer all, go. Transfer all, go. Transfer all, go. Keep doing it until it doesn't let you do it anymore. Oh, there's loads coming in. Oh, I wonder if it's pulling... Oh, it's probably pulling all of this. Oh, I don't know where all of this is coming from. Well, I'll take it all. Currency could not be transferred from this character whilst they're logged in. Oh, okay, it's pulling it from all of these dudes as well. Oh, well, perfect. These guys shouldn't necessarily really be picking up all that much market research, but there are a few rares that I actually loot. So I guess it does make sense that they have some. Maybe it comes from like the occasional... Oh, I don't know where it comes from, but I guess I'll take it.
Keep it down.
Box of Dark Fuse, Magics, max 24 of them. Go. Loads of boxes, loads of money. Bonus rep tomorrow. Maybe. I might regret doing this. I don't think you do, to be honest. I could just open them tomorrow, I suppose. Maybe we just open them tomorrow.
Keep it quiet.
Maybe you are right. Maybe you are right. Why does it allow me to only do it once? Allow you to do what only once? You need to specify what it is. Has my pet got trapped in here? I think it has. We'll go this way. Not seen any rares knocking about on this main first team. I guess we check their mailboxes then while we wait. Let's have a little bit of a look at what these guys or who these guys need. If there's any weekly ones that they could still do a killing. Now, Dark Fuse and Scrapture, I know categorically I've done on all of these. It looks like I have done all of the weekly stuff on these characters. Let's open these guys' mailboxes then. Not as much in there. Not as much in these. Oh, 603. Nothing on you. You go sit inside. Sit on the naughty bench. Telomere, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. More 610s, more 610. 2 Mechanicas. Yes, please. We take those. The easier thing, actually, is where's... No, I do want them sent to the mailbox. That way I can track how many I've got. Although it is safer to not send them to the mailbox, isn't it, really? Let's think about this. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Alright, that's you done. You go sit on the bench. Sit on the bench, look pretty. I had 1 Mechanica in my mains bags before I started today. So it needs -1 off the total. This is also not really a total from very long a period of time. There's another one. Who's the rare? Oh, ephemeral agent. He doesn't count. He doesn't count. We don't kill him. Why does the auto trade thing not work? I'm not sure. Right, you're done. Park you over here. Oh wait, Alec. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's a bait one. I thought I'd missed one then. 603. Salvaged Goblin get Zillionaire Flying Machine. Okay, this dude must have killed Galagio at some point then. We did get a Mechanica on this fella though. It's nice. We're getting so many 610s, which are inevitably all just going to get vendored. I don't think there's really much I can do with them other than just vendor them, to be honest. Sell off the BOEs. Trade that over. Who's that Dark Fuge? Now, I've definitely killed Dark Fuge on these guys, unfortunately. Nitro, though, on the other hand. We can take a Nitro kill. Oh, somebody already did take a Nitro kill. Alright, we snooze, we lose. Anyway, this dude is then done. Right, that's up to 6 Mechanicas so far, which is not bad average. I'd take 6. I don't necessarily know exactly how long it's been since I last opened the mailbox. I think I last opened it like Thursday or Friday or something, but with taking 2 days off over the weekend as well, it's not quite as many as a full week. Tally up as well. No, somebody's killed Tally. So who do we need? Nitro, Thwack, and Tally still? Oh no, wait, hang on. Oh no, this character's not the... Okay, we've only got the one kill so far. Thwack, Nitro, and Tally.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright.
I guess we lurk. Lawson, how we doing? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're well. One thing I could do is, while we're waiting, is we could probably do a bit of inventory cleanup on each of these. We do kind of need to annoyingly find time to burn through all of this stuff. The only reason I'm keeping these in my bags is because I get these so frequently. I want them just to always go in the same spot. We'll vendor them once we're bored with this farm. It's not like we need the gold particularly. Just to keep these characters clean and tidy whilst we wait for the rares. Also gives them a little bit of gold on hand to fly around the zones on with. This dude had a random BOE on him. Missed that one. So by the looks of things, each of these characters, they started with 2,000 gold as well. Because they were Mr. Pandaria tunes, and you get a little goodie bag that gives you 2k. Now obviously all of the 610s that they get to vendor, plus a bit of vendor trash. So they they make a small amount of gold each character just by, like, just passively. Not enough to scream or shout about, but something at least. My screen's flipping turned off again. I have a sneaky suspicion. I don't know where it is on the screen, but there's a presence sensor that is meant to, like, turn the screen off when it senses you're not there, because it's an OLED screen. I wonder if it's focusing on my microphone arm or my coffee that's right in front of my desk here. And it's thinking that's me and that I'm not moving or that I'm gone or something. Could be something as ridiculous as that that's causing my screen to turn off. Okay, where's the rest of these rares? Who have we actually killed? We've only killed Swigs. Tally, Nitro, and Thwack. Nitro's dead on the floor twice. Thwack is nowhere to be seen. Fuck that human blob, let's focus on the coffee. Sounds about right. I took your advice, stuck to 4 tunes. My only problem is I have a little remorse with no blacksmithing, leatherworker, or skinner, but I'll get over it. How do you have... Wait, what? My advice would not have been to have not had those professions. I think you may have misinterpreted what my advice was. My advice was probably to put one of each crafting. You can have one of each crafting profession on only 4 toons. You would still probably want a 5th toon to do skinning if you really want to do skinning. And you'd want a 6th toon to do herbing and mining. That gets you all the professions across the fewest number of characters. I would never have recommended to stick with just 4 unless you know categorically you are never going to do any gathering yourself. Just for sort of maybe a slight bit of clarification. Now, I'm not a big fan of doing... I'm not a huge fan of gathering, so I can get away with just 4, but... Will the Nightfall scenario be the first thing you do when 11.1.5 goes live, or will you test the rep gains in the Undermine first? Well, now I've got a bag of boxes. The easy thing is to open one of those boxes first and to maybe do a bit of stuff in there. But yeah, the scenario is on the hour every hour, so there'll be plenty of downtime in between the events to tinker and mess around and do other things. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, it might work out quite nice as a way to break up the rep farming. If I can get a team of rares killed in between the scenarios, for example, it'll be nice. Yeah, it's standard on the hour every hour situation with this new scenario. Mathematically, if you want to complete the renown path for it, you need to do it 50 times. So that is excluding any of the daily quests. There is a bunch of daily quests for this new event as well, of which I hope I should probably quiz Zygor to see if they're going to have day one update for that. They've been pretty good with that sort of stuff this expansion, so maybe. I also need to find in when Zygor's price changes kick in. Oops. Can't really see that, can you? Right, Nitro and Tally. Why am I stuck in combat? Who am I stuck in combat with? You?
How you doing, pal? What's the news?
No Nitro. No Tally. We'll just have to lurk for a minute. For some reason I feel Blizzard's as happy with the Mechanica drop rates, but who knows, they could stealth buff it. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I don't think they have any intention of adjusting it in any way, shape or form. I see, I've shared this opinion before, but I think somebody internally at Blizzard very carefully calculated what the Mechanica drop rate was going to be. And obviously, when you design the system internally, you see things from a different perspective to most players. What most players haven't really figured out, I don't feel, is that as you play it more and more, as you play the zone more and more and more, your sources of Mechanica increase. And so it's kind of a passive buff over time anyway. When you hit Renowned 13, you get dumpsters. Every time you pass a dumpster, click on the dumpster. There's a 1% chance for a Mechanica in a dumpster. Technically, there's nothing saying you couldn't just drive around and farm dumpsters. I've done exactly that. It's actually quite lucrative. If you are doing the single account style of farming these things, make sure you're killing rares and you're opening every dumpster. Simultaneously, they come from Paragon boxes for all 5 of the sub-factions. They don't come out the Paragon boxes for the main faction mind, which is slightly annoying, but they come out of Paragon boxes for all of the sub-factions, so make sure you are pushing the sub-factions up. And if you really do care about Mechanica, my suggestion is farm Dark Fuge rep and then stick with one faction and farm the Paragon boxes on that other faction. The reality is if people wanted to get more Mechanicas, there are things they can work towards to be able to get them faster and more efficiently. And I think Blizzard internally know this because they designed the system, and so hence why they're not really willing to change it, because they think it's balanced and it's fine. The other alternative is, of course, you could just buy them on the auction house, which is ultimately the route that they would probably prefer people go. I would get if the pets and the mounts were all soulbound. There's a stronger argument to buff the drop rate if they were all soulbound, but they're not. People who spend the time farming them can sell them to those who don't want to spend the time farming them. In Blizzard's eyes, you have options already. And the reality is the complaints are not going to be very loud on this one, unfortunately, because it's 3 mounts and 5 pets. At the end of the day, it's only the collectors who are going to see this as a big problem, which are unfortunately quite a small handful of players, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Got 4 Mechanicas from the dumpsters this week. Also about 14,000 research to turn in, so that's another 7 to 14 Mechanicas I'm vibing. Yeah, you're probably getting more of them than I am by doing flipping rare farming all day. The way that I've chosen to set things up, similar to like if you see Kachak doing his setup, right? We're both sort of prioritizing a hyper efficiency phase, so then we can spend an hour, maybe 2 doing this, but then put it down. Collectors out there, what else, collectors like a grind. They tend to love doing the same thing in a repetitive fashion until they get the thing they want. There's this kind of weird, almost tribal, sort of self-inflicted rules and regulations collectors have that they must farm the thing themselves. Buying it from the auction house is considered cheating. Well, if that's the case, you've got a nice lengthy grind ahead of you. Plus, it's going to get all of your alts a whole bunch of catch-up gear that's clearly going to help. You'll get all the reps and all the other faction rewards from playing the zone a whole bunch. And ultimately, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, this is the thing that annoys me so much about a lot of the complaints. People's complaints are so very, very heavily vested in the fact that they don't want to do it, but they still want the reward.
Plants here in Undermine, but
Might have to camp Thwack. He seems to be dying almost instantly again. I picked up and moved my coffee and my screen came instantly back on then. I think having my coffee sat in front is... I don't know where there's clearly an infrared monitor or something. My monitor is getting confused that it's focusing not on me, but on something else. And it thinks I'm going away, and then it's turning the screen off. Can I just turn this presence detector thing off? That. Oh no, garbage. I don't care about garbage. I'm going to guess it's the screensaver, maybe? Let's turn that off. Proximity sensor. Middle. Just turn you off. Let's see if that stops switching my screen off now. Where are all these rares, man? Why is Tally nor Nitro spawning properly? Nitro, Tally. Oh wait, how's one dude killed? Oh, okay. No, I have killed Thwack. You watch on camp one and the other will spawn. Just camp Nitro. He's not there. If his corpse is not there, he can't be more than a couple of minutes away from spawning. I was hoping this team would be a bit faster than this. You've got tailoring and enchanting done now. Congratulations, Lady Daisy. Well done. Well done, well done. I say this every day, but I really need to get more into the habit of doing the patron orders daily. It's the only way I'm ever going to chip away at them. There we go. See, I told you Nitro wouldn't take too long if we camp him. Right, just tally on this team then. There's part of me that's very tempted for these hotel rares as well, you know, to actually loot each one on my 4 slave accounts. Just simply because if I'm just AFKing, waiting for a flipping rare to kill anyway, why would I not? Like, if I'm literally killing time waiting for the rares to spawn, so I might as well haul ass and go and actually loot the mobs. At least I'll get, like, market research and stuff off them as well. And that's clearly going to add up over time. It is the definition of just killing time, but the market research is worth it. Four more professions to go. Alchemy is going to be the quickest with only 25 points to go. The rest are 100 points and up. I'm amazed you got tailoring done so quick. I'm going to guess tailoring's like a main character for you. One which you've got sort of more hours clocked in on. No, just an alt. I guess wrong. I guess wrong. I think I do need to be slightly careful as I don't pull aggro on any of these dudes because they're like level 70. They'll be dead instantly if I do. Sit yourselves back down. Dark Fuge. We've killed Dark Fuge. I know for a fact we've killed Dark Fuge. Because I did a blast of doing Dark Fuge on every one of my teams yesterday. I did it last night whilst watching K-Chak for a while. Beastmaster is a hack, clearing 8s with relative ease. Yeah, Beastmaster's good. BM's good. That kind of personal tank is worth a lot in Delves. Alright, there we go. There's that team done. You lot can log out. And we go again. I wonder if we'll get a vendor where we can turn excess knowledge points into acuity. Yeah, they did that in Dragonflight, didn't they? I'm not sure if they have the same real need to do it this time around, though. Because... I don't know. Yeah, you are going to get to the point where you're still going to be incentivized to do your patron orders because they can actually make you a bit of gold. But simultaneously, the knowledge points are basically just going to waste, aren't they, in a way? No goodies on this dude. Let's clean his bags. This guy's got some other random bonus things in his bags because he was clearly a character from that had another job in past. But you can sit there. Yeah, it feels like something they'd add at the end of the expansion. You got to remember that we're in a bit of a bubble where lots of us will start completing our professions, but most people are not. most people are long way away from that luxury. Another Mechanica though, we take that. No goodies. Not seeing many Mechanicas on this team. Pretty much work orders for tailoring all the way and the stupid treasures. I, long time ago, basically refused to do treasures. Two Mechanicas on this dude. We take those. Yes, please. Yeah, the treasures were far too much like hard work for quite a while for me personally. That said, I was on record yesterday stating that actually maybe some more legwork that players could do individually might be of help, but because of how many people just won't be doing the flip-in work orders. Wow. That wasn't what I meant. Let's get rid of that lot then. Kind of, the patron orders are definitely better than nothing, but I'm still not the biggest of fans. Do you think the end of expansion meta will include getting exalted with all of the sub-cartel factions? That's a really good question. I don't know, but there is usually requirements to get the rep done with the factions in some way. The question is whether it will be all of them. I actually think it will be the Dark Fuge rep that is likely to be the one that won't be on there. But the other four probably. I I can't see why they wouldn't. I'm somewhat hoping this time round, when the end of expansion meta turns up, that I will have already done most of it. I've actually done quite a lot of world style content this time round. I might not have done enough in things like delves, but I did spend a good chunk of season 1 making sure that I at least visited every delve once, because there was a mount and a title I think available for doing all of the stories. Outside of that, I'm not sure.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine.
Thwack
but we got the
is
next best
dead.
thing. Fix 'em up so they shine nice and bright.
Nitro is not there. Tally is not here. Swigs is dead. Okay. Now we're either missing these or they're taking longer than normal to respawn. Speak of the devil, there's Thwack. It's also a big sacrifice in gold to get all the cartels to Exalted. Does it work out? 60 to 70 Paragon boxes or something to max out all 4 versus spamming just 1? That's a good question. I've got Dark Fuse and Steam Weedle Exalted. I'm working on getting Venture Company Exalted. I probably will chip away at them and rely on the Paragon boxes less. But I started off being quite proactive with the chat lists. And in recent weeks, I have slacked hard on chat lists. But I have this thing where I like to make sure I get all the reps from an expansion done anyway. As I kind of have many expansions past now. Tried to get pretty much everything leveled. I've not necessarily always done it perfectly, but it's always been one of the things I've just done, is get the reps sorted.
And absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
But yeah, you're right. The potential sacrifice in Paragon box Mechanica is rough if you actually do choose to level all of them. We still only got 1 rare on this team. I've just gone and killed Thwack. And it makes... Oh my god, are you shitting me? I've just realised I've not had all of these guys in a team. That's why I killed Thwack and it didn't give me credit. What an absolute donkey. What a donut. Right, you're going to get Swigs. You're going to get Swigs now? Well, surely you should have... I didn't even see them get loot for that either, you know. Experience even. Right, screw that. Nitro. Yeah, you didn't even get credit for that kill even. Flipping morons. Alright, we've got a little bit longer to spend on this this group then, by the looks of things. because I done goofed. Right. They got credit for nitro at least. Flipping hell. It must have been that I'd already tagged the rare before inviting them into the group still. Flipping hell, that's annoying. Oh well, you live and you learn. Sort of screwed getting them all unless I need to be able to summon Scrap Chewer for the farm. Yeah, it is going to mean that you're going to have to. Well, yeah, that's one of those choices to be made situations, isn't it? Do you level them all up to Exalted to get them all to Exalted? The question is do you feel the value in getting them all to Exalted? If it ends up being a meta end of expansion achievement, are you going to be willing to let that slide for the extra Mechanica gold? I don't know, it's your choice. Sit yourself down. How many Mechanicas has that put us on so far? Up to now 10. Where's this dumpster? Can't turn away free dumpsters. Bonus market research, if nothing else, at the end of the day. Not seen tally up for ages. Oh, it's because you've been killed. Yes, yes, yes. Group sync. I've seen a corpse. Did I even do the chat list on my main dude this week? I must have done. How many bonus cards am I sat on? 154? I should do some of those. Yeah, see, this is my one frustration with how I've got my farm set up, is that there's often periods of time where I'm actually just out of things I can keep myself busy with. Because they're all just waiting on the rares to spawn.
The dark fuse are back, harassing
And I'm not
oppressing people.
historically
Stop to it.
all that great at multitasking in the first place. Get Cookie Clicker on the go. It's unironically not a bad idea. play Hearthstone at the same time or something. Now, under normal circumstances, you know, I'll do this whilst watching a YouTube video or a stream or something like that. But, you know, whilst I am also streaming and I am somewhat meant to be the entertainment around here, it's seemingly not as sensible for me in my eyes to just be lurking. I mean, we could absolutely go the route of just react Andying to videos while we wait for rares, but that's a category of streamer which I tend not to have much high regards for.
Thank you, champion. Here's hoping they won't come back.
I've Hearthstone open, doing a bit of stuff for my farming druid as well. Yeah, this account up here, my top left account, is the account that's got all of like my bank characters and also my farming druid on. So they're kind of also semi-reserved for being busy. I mean, we could just get a 6th account on the go. But at that point, when does it stop? When does it stop? There's a bit of a rhythm I tend to find I need with these rares as well. With having all my toons on one account, one server, sorry, they often live in the same shard, which isn't totally a problem if you can get in the rhythm. Because every rare respawns about every 10 minutes. And so if you get in the rhythm, you can kill all 4 of the hotel rares, log out, log into a new team, and then like ride the wave when they're respawning again. But as soon as you miss that one rare, it completely throws everything out of sync. And so not only do I often spend a bunch of time waiting, just like waiting for a rare to actually spawn, but then secondly, if I then am not literally there the second it spawns, sometimes it gets killed whilst I'm getting over there to even get the tag on it. What would you pair with a dedicated skinner? You probably can pair something like either tailoring or inscription or enchanting. Tailoring, because if you're killing things for their leather, you're probably also killing other things and might get cloth. Inscription for Dark Moon cards, but the reality is they're not really worth anything anymore. But the concept of skinning is that you are mass killing things anyway, so every little helps. Enchanting makes a lot of sense because you might then disenchant any random trash you pick up on your travels. Skinning doesn't really have a perfect answer for a secondary profession. Just get a character on some dead German realm. Yeah, I thought about ways to shuffle the shard, but I think the honest answer, really more than anything else, is maybe get these characters into profit and then consider going through each team and just moving one character away. And, you know, character transfers, maybe. Or the alternative being just level 70s. Or, to be more real, probably get them boosted. And then get them boosted on lower realms. more is probably the answer. Although I already suspect this may not be a farm that I keep up forever. Level tomorrow with the XP boost. Leveling myself feels like a silly idea. When somebody can just power level 4 at the same time, in theory. I mean, there's also no reason I couldn't also do it myself. I don't strictly have a twinked out character, but at the same time, I have a character that's pretty well geared. There's no reason I couldn't, you know, almost semi-boost myself. Do you see the latest Wowhead news that you need 6 years to get all the ducklings? Yeah, because of the different colours, yeah. They added that in last year, didn't they? So this is year 2 of 6, I think. That's only from an all the things perspective, though. Where is it? Players can't just wing it to get all duck disguiser colours. The toy still takes 6 years. Players were hoping to see the duck disguiser toy are going to be sorely disappointed this year. The various colours were not made account wide, meaning it will still take 6 years to complete the collection. Yeah. Because you can only get one colour per year. I have the pink one, I have the white one. Ruffled some feathers when last Noble Garden when it was introduced. At first, players seemed happy to have another transformation toy available, particularly one on a relatively short cooldown, but it was quickly apparent that each colour duck disguiser was character specific, with 6 different options. What would normally be a cute new addition to a revamped holiday quickly became a 6-year project just to have all of the options available for one character. While the initial disappointment was met with a statement from Blizzard that the toy and its unlocked time gate were working as intended, many players hoped for a more player-friendly fix for the second iteration of Noble Garden. Instead, players must complete the same short quest line and then remember to choose a different disguise reward than one they've already earned. The known one isn't even removed from the reward options. Blizzard has consistently moved towards an account-wide baseline for collectibles, such as cosmetics, toys, pets, mounts, which makes the case of the duck disguiser even more confusing. This toy is a prime candidate to have warband interactions, meaning account-bound disguises earned on alts would be perfect to populate the toy with its full selection. Instead, in its current iteration, the Duck Disguiser toy holds the dubious record of being the holiday item with the longest playtime required to complete, beating out the infamous achievements such as Veteran Nanny, when it previously required collecting them all on one character, and the What a Long Strange Trip it has been. I don't see why people care that much. Now, this is not to, like, you know, nuke on somebody's emotions here, but it is clearly a slow day in the office when this is people's biggest concern. When this is considered news, I'm like, oh, please. I can't get over it. I genuinely can't get over it. Right, where the hell are all of these rares? Right, well, I'm going to go kill rats in the meantime anyway, then. There is a weirdly, and I can't possibly think why this is the case, but there seems to be a weird increase in the amount of people killing the hotel rares, and I can't possibly think what could cause it. Right, no tally. Swigs. No swigs. We've killed Nitro. We need Thwack. No thwack. So we are just waiting.
Dim lighting and absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
Remember the good old days when we thought taking a year to get the Violet Proto Drake was a bit much? It took me probably 18 years to finish that achievement, by the way. Just gamble that they'll make them warband later on and go for different colours on each toon. I mean, if you want, I'm sure that's probably the safe play. I was happy to have no Trump news this weekend, and then the Harvard thing dropped. Oh, I've almost entirely stopped paying any attention to it at all. I know it's kind of like, it's just drama for the sake of drama. America can do their thing, and the rest of the world will look at them from afar and go, you absolute morons, and we'll get about our day. I try not to get too engrossed in all of that rubbish, honestly, because it is just that. It's just drama, internet rubbish at this point. Trump's a moron, we get it. The America's taking 100 years of reasonably goodwill and growth and just pissing it up the wall. They'll have to deal with him for a few years. They'll have to deal with the repercussions of him for probably many more years. But he is the president-elect. So maybe don't elect a moron. And that's about as political as I'm going to get today. I can say that with some confidence because I am British and our politicians are no better. We elect morons. This now seems to claim that tally's up. Aha. It does. Why did my alert not go off? That's going to make this whole process much more difficult if me damn alerts don't go off. And I have to magically somehow ensure that I do even spot the rare. Alright, that's another one then. That's Nitro and Tally done. Same shit, different country. Politicians aren't that good in the Netherlands either. Politics is just a painful topic for like most countries most of the time. Which is, for the most part, why I try to have a relatively politics-free environment. Since it's, like I said, I tend to believe that people play video games, people watch live streams, people, you know, do X, Y, and Z. Ah, you are absolutely shitting me. I missed Swigs again. This is all Trump's fault. Right, well, Thwack has to spawn, like, almost instantly.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright.
At this rate, I'm just going to go play the Division. If in doubt, go click heads. If in doubt, click some heads. We need to get at least one of these. We can't get only 50% of the rares on an entire team. That's bad mojo, that is. That's bad form. That's poor etiquette. Redone my TSM WOD group and operation. Did a slash reload. Hope it saved properly this time. It should have done with a slash reload, yeah. If it doesn't, you've got some real computer side problems there that I hope you can get fixed. But oh, what's this? New DLC reveals just announced for the Division 2. Is this clickbait or is this actually something? Final details on the Division 2's Brooklyn DLC and the Year 7 showcase just dropped. Timing, first DLC package details, and coinciding Twitch drops. Am I getting into the Division at, like, perfect timing here? What are your final DLC predictions heading into Wednesday's reveal? Oh, I guess it actually gets announced tomorrow then. Cool. Guess we'll find out if there's a new Division DLC tomorrow. On top of playing some new WoW stuff. Cool. Can live with that. Do they close down LFR early? It won't let me queue for it. Not to my knowledge, not unless something's broken with it. Yeah, Lawston, I read it. It's ridiculous, I know. Snipers are already buying out my items thinking they've made a bargain on them. Fake value items dropping from 8 mil to 5 to 3k. Just obviously, you know, make sure that nothing slips into the groups that is actually worth something. I mean, that is a nearly almost surefire way of quickly selling anything in this game. Post it for less than 10% of its market rate, and you'll just have some other poor sucker buy it off you. Oh, it's only Swigs and Thwack I need. Well, we missed a kill on Swigs, so maybe camping Thwack is the play here. I've always thought about doing this as it inflates the price of something. There was a period in time where I also set up my TSM to try and counter a lot of these spiraling prices. And the spiraling prices basically come from people's very rudimentary setups of TSMs in the first place. Because more often than not, or it became the norm, for people to post something at like 250% of the market price if they happen to be the only, you know, their normal setting. So you have minimum, maximum, and then normal. People think normal is in the middle, but it's doesn't necessarily need to be the middle price. But people's normal price was often something along the lines of like 250% of DB market, which meant over time, when they were the only person posting that item, they would slowly but surely be posting against their own DB market price every day. So 250% of the price that you have dictated DB market being is a much bigger number, and then that jacks up the DB market value for that item. And so next time they go to post it, they post it even higher, and it spirals upwards until you end up with people posting like random WOD greens for like 10 million gold, and their market price, assuming according to TSM, reflects that. Now, there is some theory that if you actually have a bunch of like random trash greens, that you could actually it would take a while because DB market is a 14-day average, but you could slowly but surely spiral up the price of a bunch of trash items with DB market inflated values, and then post them at like 1 to 2% of their price and see if you could sort of, it feels a bit scammy and it feels a bit scummy. But it would also teach people a valuable lesson not to blindly trust snipers. And that knowledge is king here. It feels almost as scummy as posting one material of every single type of material for 400k and calling it a day, hoping you get somebody that accidentally buys out the entire market and buys yours with it because they keep too much gold in their bags. It all feels a bit scumbaggy, honestly, but at the end of the day, market manipulation is a very loose term in this game, and due to it being very loose, people will do what people want to do. I literally have a group / operation called price hiking. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. How can we make this thing go up in value over a period of time? Post it at 100% plus of DB market, and it will slowly but surely rise. And the bigger the number, the more it will go up. And also, if you can also do it artificially by telling TSM to ignore items below a minimum price and then setting your minimum price at 120% DB market and then your normal price at 250. You can very easily artificially inflate huge amounts of items very quickly with TSM if you know what you're doing. And I think I would actually probably say that TSM's default operation does this by default anyway. I've suggested for years the TSM guys change their default auctioning operation because it's terrible, but they don't. Anything you're especially excited about for the patch tomorrow, or is it business as usual, more or less? Well, there's the new event and the new renown path that comes with it, and a handful of rewards that will come with that also. It feels like a bit of engagement. It's a bit of an engagement event. It's an on the hour, every hour, grind it 50 times to get the renown done situation, which will probably keep us busy for a couple of days for sure. I don't necessarily know how fun or engaging it's going to be. Second to that, it's the leveling event for the next month, so if you want to level some alts, now's the time to do it. But realistically, as far as I'm concerned, it's not actually not much is happening or changing particularly until we get the heroic visions in a month's time. So we'll probably only get about a week or so's of like something new out of it, really. Come on, Swigs, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? We're not going to find him anytime soon, are we? It's taking the piss. This one team of characters has taken significantly longer than I would have liked. Partly due to my own mistakes, which makes it all the more frustrating. What did I say we're up to? 10 Mechanicas. Plus whatever I've got in the warband. So I've actually got 27 Mechanicas. So I could buy the third mount now as well. Probably what I'll do. Grab the third mount that I don't have, so that I've got one of each listed. Then we can use any additional Mechanicas short term on the pets. How many Mechanicas do you need for all of the pets? There's one at 10, there's one at 8, and that means there must be 4 at 5. So 28, so what's that? 4 at 5 each is 20, plus 1 at 10 is 30, plus the 1 at 8, 38. 38 Mechanicas needed to buy all of the pets, I think, if my quick maths is right. There we go, there's Swigs. Boom. No messing. I want to see these guys get experience so that I know they get credit for the kill. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Right. Be on your way, fellas. Your work here is done. Right, is everybody logged on? Let's not make the same mistake and forget to team people up. That hurt us dearly last time. Tally is right here and right dead. Whilst we're waiting for rares now, we can clean these guys' bags out. Oh, Mechanica. Yoink. Why is it stuck on sending? Hello, game. Don't do this to me. Right, you park your ass down here. Oh, why is the wife calling? Please hold, boys and girls. Okay. What a coincidence, my girlfriend just called. Is my wife your girlfriend? That would be quite clever. Any more for any more? Wait, how has this dude got a tinderbox in his bag? Might need to rethink my strategy. Just noticed somebody bought a wad spear for 25k when the regional sale average is 500 gold. That sounds like a perfect scenario. I don't see what the problem with that is. That sounds like somebody else's problem. Sounds a lot like somebody else's problem. Oh, tally. This way. Skirt. Where? Lies. Oh, here. Oh, you are quite far away. Please be within visible range. You are just on the edge. Please get experience. Some donuts pulled it miles away. Moment of truth. Yes, experience. We're fine. She was saying be quick because she had to call you. I see. Makes sense.
And that's why we got it. 1 minute left on this one. Finish it up.
Right. I guess if we're here, we'll keep ourselves busy. We're doing some trash farming. See if we can spawn Galagio. If you can get Galagio to spawn here, actually,
That's why we got insurance, folks.
please don't spawn Galagio, because Thwack's up. Please don't spawn Galagio. Oh, okay. Well, if you do, you do. Let's go get Thwack.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing.
Ah, he literally did spawn. Oh, flipping hell. Alright. Can we get back over there and get a tag on it before it dies? Probably not. Zooms.
Dim lighting and absolutely no airflow.
Oh my god, we did get a tag on it. That's fine. We love that. This one is close enough that these guys get Galagio kill if he spawns on this trash pile. Okay, well that worked quite well. Thwack, Tally, we just got Swigs and Nitro. Swigs and Nitro. Swigs, no Swigs. I've not seen Nitro for a while. Maybe we sit on Nitro. Yeah, Lawston's girlfriend just told me she's bringing sushi home for dinner, so I'm a happy man today. Oh, and a Nitro spawns. Wow, it gets better every minute. Although that cold coffee wasn't very nice. Maybe that's some sort of karma. A Magno kill? Who's spawning Magno? There's definitely part of me that's willing to go and pew a Magno. It does require some creative transportation options. But if we can get over to a Magno, I have no issues. Right, you hop in there. Let's make sure I hop in the right person's car. Let's see if we can go get over by Magno. Park them here. This is a good opportunity to maybe try and get Sal as well on this team. I don't know why I drove all the way back. They could drive themselves there, to be honest. They don't technically need to be chauffeured. Right, you lot stay there. Let me go do Nitro, or Magno, or whatever his name is. Oh. Have I shuttled everybody over here and it's not flipping on? Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, that was a waste of flipping time, wasn't it? Okay. Sure. Do we just lurk for Sal then, maybe? Since we came over here in the first place. Sal's not visible, which means he can't be that far away from spawning. We run the risk of missing a Swigs kill by doing this, though. Okay, I think we abandon that mission. We abandon that mission. It's too risky missing Swigs. Is an item's market value only for my server? Well, DB market as a TSM price source is yes, your realm. DB region market is the region average. But remember, that's an average. Averages are easy to be manipulated, and actually often are. Hey, look! Somebody's got the mythic mount. Look, in the guild. Who asked? Cool name. Oh, flipping Swigs is spawned just as I go do this dumpster. Please don't let me miss a Swigs kill because I was pissing around with a dumpster. Is this dude geared as well? He must be geared. Must be geared to the teeth. Should we inspect him? 658. Okay, this is an ult. Some dude's ult. Right, that though was everything we need on this team, isn't it? No extracurricular bonuses, unfortunately. But beggars can't be choosers. We at least got the 4 main ones done. Let's remember to put all these fellas in a group. I forget to do that too often. Boop, boop, boop. And let's clear mailboxes in inventories. Welcome in, Marcus. Good morning. Good morning. Doesn't look like any goodies in this haul. $26,000. How's this guy got so much gold on him? Must have been a character that had some use in the past for something. There's clearly been places though. Been places and seen things. Oh, this is my Herber Miner dude. That's why. That's why. Thought I recognised the name. Check mailbox. Another dart fuse spy eye. I've had this mount a few times now. Is that a Mechanica? Is that two? Oh, it's not Mechanicas. It's flipping hand cranks. Game's done me. Flipping done me. $50 gold for every dark fuse spot. It feels so bad selling like these mounts, but it was always going to happen, wasn't it? Wow, we're going to go a whole team without a single Mechanica. Oh, this is not good news. Sanity check that these aren't Mechanicas, no. Oh, we got to get like 4 on this last dude. I'm going to cry. Oh god, I think we've gone an entire team without a single Mechanica. Ouch. Ouch. That's not fun. Welcome to the world of RNG. Who's that? Ephemeral Lord. He doesn't count. Okay, wow. That was, I would like to hope that that was just unlucky. Let's do a quick check on the rares quickly with our own eyes, not relying totally. Thwack's dead twice. Double death on Thwack. No nitro to be seen. No swigs. No tally. But a garbage up somewhere. Okay, apparently Thwack and Tally are screaming in sync. That's because we've seen their corpse. Alright, we're playing the waiting game then. The waiting game it is. Minimum buyout 300k. Market value of an item 300k. Regional market value average 250k. Regional sale average 1k. So this means there are fake values on multiple realms, not just mine. It very much depends on how many of the items exist. You could quite clearly be maybe one of the only people in the entire region with that item, and so your market price is still going to be very close to the average regional price, because because if they don't exist on other realms, then they don't really have a local price. But yes, the regional sale average of 1k should be your hint there, really, that it's BS. Interestingly, anything that has an actual sales rate in somewhat like an actual sales average means that one has sold in the last 60 days, though. You will often find the fakest of fake value items haven't even sold at all anywhere in the region in the last 60 days. They're literally things that should just be put in the bin. What's my Mechanica count at the moment? I think I've got 27 unspent ones right now. So I could probably go buy... Yeah, I've got 27 unspent ones. I could go buy the third mount, so I've got one of each up for sale. And then the rest are going to go towards pets. A bit of detective work to get an idea of what's going on here. It's very messed up. I truly tend to believe that like 80, 90, 95% of all transmog is just massively inflated in its value. And it's like I said, it's the age-old issues of that somebody goes out and they level a character or they do some farming in an old expansion and they get something that people just haven't like picked up for years, that hasn't even been seen for years, but is in no way, shape or form a unique appearance. In fact, some of the fakest of fakest value things are the ones that actually share appearance with like 20 other items, which means that the actual item that somebody's looted, in theory, could be very rare, but on the basis that it shares an appearance with 20 other things that are significantly easier to get, it means that even collectors don't want it because they've got much easier ways of getting that appearance. So it's I've thought for years the whole transmog thing is just a massive great big circle jerk, and if you're willing to abuse it to try and squeeze some gold out of other people, then go for it. But most of it, the vast majority of it, should just be sold straight to a vendor and forgotten about. There is probably it's probably less than 1% of all items on the auction house probably are of value to somebody else. The real collectors will want it. We want all the sources. Got to catch them all. Yeah, that's the 1% of the 1% market. I don't base my business around the 0.1% markets. What's going on up there? Why does that look like there's a rare up? It looks like there's a rare up because there's a rare up. Because my flipping add-ons are not doing add-on things, not telling me these rares are up. Annoyingly. I have to spot that with my own eyes and wonder what's going on up there. You're going to get experience? You won't got experience for it, at least. Right, Tally's dead. Nitro, Thwack, and Swigs. Swigs is also lying on the floor right now. Thwack is still on the floor twice. Nitro is nowhere to be seen. Swigs is up though. The add-on's doing its thing properly this time. Silver Dragon will only notify you for the rare only once unless you reload, because you hovered over the corpse of Tally. All the characters were already notified, so it didn't show again. Oh, that's probably true, actually. Yeah, that could actually be it. So maybe it is partly user error. We'll say partly. I'm not taking all the blame. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, that's all the East Wing done anyway. We just need Thwack. that's probably going to cause me that same issue with Thwack then, because I've hovered over Thwack like 20 times because his corpse is dead. So I might need to camp him a little bit. Or at least keep my eyes open. Between him and Nitro. Volstrike is up apparently. Is the big fish about to be spawned?
Dim lighting and absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
Oh my god, he is literally being spawned. What's the odds we can get a couple of guys close enough? Not close enough because he's dead already. Because I fat fingered it. Let's go get Nitro though, because apparently he's up. Usually, when you see a notification for the fish, you usually have to wait 20 minutes for people to do the mini event. But I must have caught that one late. Who else we need after this? Tally. No, Thwack. In that case, we can just camp him a little bit. Pick up a cheeky dumpster while we wait. Go on, Mechanica, do it. Never lucky. Alright, put you back inside. You're useless again. Sit your ass back down. Oh, hello. Took my eye off the ball for 1 second. See what I mean? Value of all the Mechanica mounts better go 5 mil plus when everybody is playing the next major content or laser focuses on player housing. Hey, with player housing, there's a good chance we'll need the gold. I want to be bled dry by player housing, I really do. I want Blizzard to really lean in and make player housing a huge, massive gold sink. So much so that I want it to bring significant amounts of value back into gold. I want a massive deflationary effect on gold. Did these guys not get Thwack credit? Why did you not get Thwack? Oh, you did get Thwack credit. Good. And Nitro. Right, these fellas are all done. We're Gucci. We need to log these out, log the next ones in. The last team, by the way. Got to get these last team in. Cleaned out, filtered. Before these rares start turning up again. I genuinely think that the value of these mounts will start rising once they're not so the current thing. That's usually how I suspect it would go. Now, of course, this is as much speculation as it is anything else, but the theory being is that soon as everybody's focus is not on this zone and goes on to something else, then the supply of these will... I mean, the supply is not exactly great by today's standards. There's one. Yeah, when you look at the quantity of the Mechanica mounts and pets on the auction house right now, you can easily see that if this is technically the high point of supply, what's it going to look like when there is a low point in the supply, you know? Yes, I know who this character is. Relax. Stop shouting at me. Send the Mog over as well. Got a gold-plated staff. Another few thousand gold in the bank. Don't forget to group the characters up. Did I not group them up? Thank you. I would have completely forgot to do that. Welcome in, Adrestia. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Sending warbound items, mailbox. Do you know this character? Yeah, I know. It's a bit frustrating, isn't it? It's like I physically couldn't send it if it wasn't my character. That's a TSM related issue. It's who's this? Oh, that stupid dude. Oh, Mechanica. Yoink. What's this? Mecha Forged Girdle. Is that even a TSM thing, actually? Doesn't it? It doesn't actually look like a TSM warning. It might be, but I don't know. Right, you go sit your ass down. Not spotting any rares here again. Hang on, why have you got craft scan on? You don't need craft scan on. Oh, it doesn't look like we've got Mechanica here, unless this is miscellaneous Mechanica. No. Damn. Not all that many this week. Who's that? Chief Foreman. I've definitely killed Chief Foreman on this team as well. I know that categorically. Garbage. Finding all of the rares I don't need. Always the way. Do you need a Magno? Not desperately. I appreciate the offer though. I'm going to kill the 4 basic ones and then we'll move on to do something else. This is the last team. And I've cleaned out most of the mailboxes and stuff now. So we got 27 Mechanicas. I think 27, 28 Mechanicas now. To spend. Got a few in my war bank I should get out. A few more. It's enough to get the 3rd mount. Yeah, 30. 30. Exactly enough for the third and final mount. And then 1 pet.
What's shaking, pal?
Which is the one I don't have? That's a good question. I think it's the Innovation Investigators, the one I don't have, because I wanted to sort of semi-save that one to last. I'm going to feel awkward if I'm going to feel really stupid if I buy the wrong... I'm pretty sure it's this one.
You trying something, pal?
If not, we've now got two of them. And actually, we can then send that to Banktheus. Where's it gone? There it is. A random pair of 603s as well. Why not? Yeah, sure. Okay, right. Worst case scenario, we've got all of the mounts. Even if we don't sell them, at least we now have all of the mounts. So that's the first 75 Mechanicas done and dusted. Now we just need some more rares for these four. Let's do a check with our eyeballs situation. Swigs, dead. Oh, there is a Magno though. Maybe somebody spawned Magno anyway. Do we... Let's go and investigate. Is it actually up and running? If we can't get the others to spawn, what we often know categorically is that whilst waiting for one to spawn, the others often spawn. Is this feels like somebody's killing it, like instantly killing it. I think I've killed Magno this week, so this is kind of pointless, but... Oh, Sal's over here as well. You know what we will do? We'll bring these dudes over, at least for Sal. You lot can all pile in there. That's a bit close. Oh, is in the time it took me to get here, Sal's also already died. I suspected that might be the case. Right, back you go, fellas. Back you go. This is the downside of shuffling them about, trying to transport them to get places. That you win some, you lose some. I think we've just missed a tally kill as well. God damn, son of a gun. We've missed 3 rares in 3 minutes. Flipping hell.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine.
The drain or curse is real.
Fix 'em up so they shine
Rares
nice and
spawn nice and quickly, but they also die so goddamn quickly.
And absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
They literally have no time to breathe. I did what? I know you did. I know. Nitro's dead as well. Flipping hell. Alright, we're having a shocker here. Literally having a shocker. No, I've not finished Noble Garden. There's 5 new appearances that turned up this year. I got the bow for the first 100 eggs, but I couldn't be bothered to farm 400 additional eggs. Farmed 1,000 chocolate eggs for Noble Garden yesterday. I think it's 500 per mount, isn't it, these days? I was done in less than an hour. Yeah, I don't care about the mogs enough to bother, honestly. I'm never going to use them. It's just a +1 to my collection, which is not worth the hour spent. That same hour could be spent getting Mechanicas right now. Right, Nitro's apparently just spawned. There he is, I can see him in the distance. Right, Nitro's dead. He's also close enough that I might go loot him. Oh, thwack's up. Just auto kill thwack while these guys loot over here. Okay. So that's 2 out of the 4. Put you back in here. You back in here. Who do we need? Tally. Tally and Swigs. Tally and Swigs. And then there was 2. Swigs is already dead. I think we missed a tally kill not so long ago. So both of those are. We just gotta wait for them. We just gotta wait. Keep our eyes open. Do the quest line on 2 more of your tunes and ATT will say 100% for Noble Garden. Well, that's cool. That's maybe in that scenario then, if I was that close, I probably would also consider farming some eggs. Right, Swigs is dying. While we wait for Tally, we can go loot Swigs. None of this is really necessary to do, but it's kind of like, I don't know. There is, you know, resonance crystals. There's, if you don't loot them yourselves, you miss out on the market research. You miss out on resonance crystals, that sort of stuff. Totally not necessary, but if I'm just kind of lurking, waiting for another rare to spawn anyway. Undermine is not able to convince me. I did the old raid all weekend. Got one mount of it. The one from Jaina, the BOD. That's a cool mount though. It's a very cool looking mount. If only this car was a 4-seater. If it was 4-seater, it would be perfect. Is there any 4-seater mounts in the game? I don't think there are there? Oh, other than the hive mind, but that's kind of a special case scenario, isn't it? The rep from turning in market research also doubles tomorrow. I bet joining a scrap farming group with 5 characters could net you Paragon chests pretty quickly. Possibly. Yeah, if your 5 characters are level 80s, quite possibly. There is some considerations to be made for the next 4 weeks if market research can get double rep. Almost having 1 dude just killing and 4 dudes doing nothing more than looting and doing the what is the Dark Fuge rep grind up here anyway is theoretically something that could be of value even. Because 5 characters getting market research at the rate at a hyper spawn. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. The double rep isn't even part of the event, is it? It's just a permanent thing. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it balances out. We'll have to see how it balances out. What's actually possible, what's not. Wow, okay. That's a rare I'm going to go kill anyway, because I need that for my main character. Is he actually there? Oh, damn. I missed the tag on him. Oh, well. It's really surprising to me how weirdly frustrating it is to find the weekly summonable rares when it should be so easy for so many people to summon them, but they just clearly don't, because for most people they don't mean anything at all. The only people they really mean anything to are also locked behind 1 per battle.net, which is weird. Every week I struggle to get this Giovanti dude. Outside, obviously, the weeks where I was Steam Weedle. But since getting them to Exalted, I've not chose them. I've been the one that summons Scrap Chewer because he's the easiest one to solo. Easiest and quickest one to solo. It's kind of a bit of a weird scenario on that one. Is it just Tally I need still? Yeah, it's just Camp Tally. Can't be long now. Hang on. No, that's... Yeah, okay. Let's wait. Yeah, going all in and hive minding it up would be quite funny. I've always wondered about that mount. I don't actually have that mount. I've never even bothered to go get it even once. But the fact that there's that limitation that only the 5 people, that only the group of 5 that earn the mount can jump in the mount. I've always kind of considered that as like the OP level elite 5-box setup. But it would be such an annoyance to set up for what is in essence a quality of life thing. It makes you question how much is it actually worth doing. Right. There's only one way to make sure that Tally spawns almost instantly, and that's for me to stand up and go get a drink. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Tell you what, I'm tired today. It's monster time. Volt Strike. Okay, the fish has not been summoned yet.
Dim lighting and absolutely no airflow. Perfect day for a race.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright.
Oh, I need the chum or whatever it's called. Sea Bounty, that's the one. Oh, there's a chest down here. How have I never noticed that? It's an actual chest. There's nothing in it, mind. But it's an actual chest. Doesn't seem to be lootable. Oh, I've got this annoying can't do shit bug. In the car. Pick up a mission.
Start your engine, Toots. You got a job to do.
Cancel the mission. Get out the car. Now you can play the game. Because the game's done. Let's just run around and collect glass fragments. It's easier than trying to kill all of the mobs. Unless they're right here. No. Oh, hello, he's up already. Less dots. We're in the right neck of the woods to get Grimewick as well. You can get the bomb dude. There we go, that'll do. Loot him up. Do I want to try and get Grimewick? Is there a corpse here for him? There's not a corpse here for him. That means he might not be too long. Nah. We got to get flipping, I think, tally, haven't we? And then we call it a day on the rare killing. It's taken us way too long today to do all of this. Drop you guys down there. Let's go get the other pair. In fact, we don't need to get the other pair, do they? They can get themselves. They can get themselves. I forget that these guys don't technically need a chauffeur. They have their own cars. Another weekly kill was worth it though. Oh, and there's Tally. The last rare for the week. Or the last rare that my sanity will allow. Because this is already taking way too long. Right, okay. Nice. Let's log these dudes out. Log the dudes out. We can go back to playing the game semi-normally. Let's also get our stuff listed. Ooh, quite the mailbox of stuff there. Gonna assume all of these are in my groups already. 11.1 gear items. Bind on pickup showing up here. That's not what we need. Gold plated. Right, go, go, gadget, go. Don't know if it's Twitch or your server, but I'm on the same shard as you, and your rare notifications were popping up about 5 seconds after mine. I would imagine it's probably stream delay. Yeah, I would guess there's probably 4 or 5 seconds of stream delay. It's not going to be instant. Okay, right. Let's see if there's anything of any normality. I need to do before we look into a reset. I think my delves and all of that sort of business were all done for the week. I probably need to check. Flipping bunny ears. Yeah, delves were done. The question is do I want to do any delves on my other tunes? The answer is probably no. We can increase and turn in and convert a whole bunch of crests tomorrow in order to get ourselves what in theory should be possible to get about 60 gilded crests a week at this point. Because we can do our 11s on our map, which is like 32, isn't it? Plus being able to convert weathered, carved and runed into gilded now should mean that if we convert everything up, we should be able to get about 60 gilded per week, roughly, or enough for 3 or 4 upgrades at least. It's also full spark week tomorrow. We get the other half of our spark tomorrow, which means we do get to make a piece of crafted gear tomorrow. Which hopefully we'll be able to replace either our Sears circlet. We're at the point where we can consider replacing that with something else. A neck. We've 8 out of 8 champion on our neck and 8 out of 8 champion on our cloak. Both items I wouldn't mind replacing. And alternatively, we're running full 5-piece of set, which isn't necessary. The optimization is to switch the shoulders out because they've got verse on and we don't care about verse. But that's all tomorrow's job. Candy, Grimewick, Scrapbeak and Vivi. I can't be bothered to kill any of them, to be honest. I've killed far too many rares today. Let's go and check our patron orders and make sure our professions are up to speed for reset tomorrow. Leatherworking, let's do you first. You're closest. Couple of goodies. Coolio, 500 gold. What's this? Knowledge point for 13 gold? Why not? Why not? We got a full stack of 20 points yet? No. Full stack of 20 points here? No. Actually, in theory, if we do look at crafting, whatever our next crafting slot is, we could do with some points to fill that out, couldn't we? I mean, I'm quite sure I'll have leatherworking concentration to spare, but, you know, just in case. Yesterday I was thinking about the Undermined rep buff having specific restrictions, then I realised checklists are technically not included in those. Will we know for sure later? But it could be that those are not buffed. Yeah, it's the fact that they've kind of listed off a few of the things that are getting the buff makes you think that there are other things that are not getting the buff, but it could just also be, you know, as example, this, and this, you know. the semantics and the nuance of patch notes often can't be relied on. So we'll just find out tomorrow. Doesn't really matter either way. It's why I'm holding all of these Dark Fuse boxes in my bags now, because whilst they're worth 500 rep a piece today, if they happen to be worth 1,000 rep tomorrow, then that's a big win. But we'll find out. Team NA will probably find out sooner.
Many deals for a friend.
Being the professional beta testers they are.
May your feet find good trails.
Okay. Right. Not actually a huge amount I need to do on this, dude. Not really a huge amount of anything. I've got some Paragon boxes to go get, but that's neither here nor there. My Bran is level 69, giggity. I could and probably should blast a few checklists, to be honest. At least make sure I've got my checklists for the week finished, because they reset tomorrow. Maybe we check patron orders and make sure checklists are done. And from that point on, we might take it quite easy for the rest of the today. This dude is probably done. One thing I would say is if there is anything... Well, I would somewhat, almost irrespective of what happens, expect to see the Mechanica mounts and pets go down in price from tomorrow a little bit. Simply on the basis of that people will be more aggressive with getting rid of them. Because if any... There's no denying that it will be quicker to get Paragon chests for the sub-factions than it is now. And even though you may not be able to do that overly repeatably, it will still have an impact on the value of a Mechanica. It won't probably be by much. It will be by a significant amount, unfortunately, if market research is doubled, but... Once again, it's one of those where we'll just have to wait and see. Beggars can't be choosers with blacksmithing, unfortunately. 100 gold for a couple of knowledge points. Rest of them are stinky. Do I have a checklist in my bag on this dude? I shouldn't do realistically, but it doesn't look like I do. We can go and check. Can't believe I wouldn't have done a checklist on a main character, but it's been a bit of a weird week with Easter and stuff.
Overflowing barrels of slime are all over the vat works. Empty them and let the slime run back into the river and complete the slime cycle.
Oh, turns out I might not have done a checklist on this dude full stop this week. Oops. Well, I guess we're doing this for a little bit then. Cartel, dumpsters, turbo cans, races, scrap cans, and the delve. Is the delve bountiful today? Delve's bountiful. We'll go do the delve. We'll go do the delve. That also makes me assume that this guy probably doesn't have vault or anything on him from this week. Yeah, I've not done anything on this dude this week. Should we do it in 11? I haven't got any keys. Oh, God. Oh, I haven't got any keys. I'm not doing an 11 if I don't have a key. Maybe I'm just not doing the delve. That was a quick decision, wasn't it? When I can't easily get what I want out of it, ignore it. Let's find a trash can. To click 25 times. Where's a trash can when you need it?
The dock views are back, harassing and oppressing people. Put a stop to it. We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright.
Oh, God damn. Ow. That was a post. Flyboy's up. I don't know if I can solo Flyboy on this dude. Oh. Well, if this is the way.
Ramsey's engineers are
We'll leech some kills here.
Lend him a hand in Castaway Cove, why don't you?
Yoink. There's a world quest up here as well by the looks of things. Can't do that in combat. I'm not in combat. Lies. Come on, game. I'm not in combat. There we go. Alright, click this 25 times. There we go. Click it normally. Dumpsters, cartel, 50 turbo cans. We'll do some scrapping. Probably need to do some scrapping for the weekly anyway. Where's scrap happening? Any scrap? Any scrap? No scrap? Hello? Oh, all the way down south.
Well, well, well.
Now get those shovels moving if you want a share of the trash.
Sunday I made 3,000 flasks. I sold 600 of them at 770 gold. Go out for 20 minutes, come back, and they're up to 1,300 gold. So I start selling 15 flasks, 100 gold lower until the price reaches 800. Then somebody posted 4,000 flasks. Smell the wrath of the paint.
Oh, for the lover, get that out of here.
The prices of when resets happen, the prices come down so goddamn fast. Oh, 100 scrap cans already. That was quick. Am I still doing concentration crafting regularly or just picking up the easy patron orders? Yeah, I'm not doing concentration. It's remarkably lucrative for the time spent. But the truth is I just can't be bothered. There's no better way for people to start their goal-making journey, but that doesn't change the fact that it's incredibly boring. And only if the gold that you make from it is sufficient enough relative to the amount of gold you already have would I recommend people do it. This is why I say it's a very easy way to make a bunch of gold to begin your journey on, but I just deadly bored by doing concentration at this point in the expansion. I'd much rather be doing anything else. And in fact, I would much rather be even going as far as playing anything else. I wouldn't, you know, which is why I'm not really doing concentration. It's the age-old rule for me. As soon as it stops being fun, I stop doing it. And the appeal of just making the pile of gold bigger isn't enough to make it feel fun enough for me anymore. Even though there is a lot of value in it. The best way to keep
that your
concentration crafting
You just
relevant
glad
for
to
me
see me.
would be
Both, I
to
hope.
continuously be expanding the operation. But that is kind of comes at a cost as well. And at the moment, you're probably looking at about a month-ish, I would guess, of probably a month-ish of sort of investment time before you get your money back, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like I would spend a lot of time probably continuously setting up more and more alts, but I probably wouldn't stick with it for long enough to get my gold back, so I actually can't be bothered. Is the God's honest truth there. Kibbo with the 10 months, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Welcome in, hope you're having a good day. Missing all the rares as well. We got our 50 turbo cans yet. It must be near 50. I could have just done 2 of the races. That would have probably been quicker. Oh, especially when we fly over the cans and don't even pick them up. I don't know what that was. It sounded like a very large vehicle just drove past my house. Literally made the entire house shake. There we go, 50 turbo cans. Gotcha. Let's go turn you in. Are you close to the border? No, no. I'm on the opposite side, it's fine. Certainly's got better. Had a whole Battle.net account ban, but after 48 hours all overturned due to mistake. Holy, okay. Yeah, that would still scare the pants off me though, mind. That would shit me up big time, that would. I'm glad you got it sorted though. Oh, okay. Rocket Fist. Can't we just buy Rocket Fist? And even if they reach the Danish, they'll never get past Rocket Fist. What the hell? What did the Danish do? Throw in Sawblade. Throw the Sawblade at a friendly player if possible. They will automatically return it. It feels like a massive waste of 5,000 crystals, but a toy is a toy.
I'll be waiting.
We'll put the toy in our collection. Just got to turn on ATT's insane account completion mode and you'll have something to do with all the gold you're making. Yeah. About that. Yeah. Probably not going to happen.
Interesting. time's a wasting.
That said, I do have a bunch of stuff that needs to be sent to the bank character on this tune. Oh my god. I forget that my mailbox is also full of stuff. Sold a few things, apparently. Little bit of a cleanup operation. Actually, this dude has the ability to disenchant all the 610s. So I'll do that while I'm here. I'm at the point where I'm mostly vendoring them, but if they get sneaky sent into the war bank, we can just disenchant them. There we go, get them gone. Dump everything back in. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, this dude's done. Because of concentration, normal crafting is caca-poo-poo. Spend 1 million gold to make 3,000 flasks, and with a reset made 170k profit. Without the reset, it was 50k. 5% margin. 5% margin. I still say it's better than it was without concentration. The inspiration was far worse, in my opinion. The significant issue with inspiration was that 2/3 of what you would craft would actually just be waste, that you'd have to somehow account for or pray that you can sell to some poor fool that wants it. It was, in my opinion, far worse of a scenario without concentration. Like having even a 50% inspiration proc chance by the time you'd done all the maths on it was still meaning that 50% of the time you were crafting shit that nobody wanted and hoping you could sell it. And also knowing that everybody else was in the same situation of crafting 50% shit they didn't really want. Random ass orders for tailoring. And as far as I'm concerned, the fact that concentration now will actually often in many cases push the value of items down below their guaranteed crafting price is just an indication that that market is already saturated. It's a learning experience for people. You know, you're crafting flasks and still making flasks with a 50k profit after spending $1 million. That's a 5% return on investment. But that also goes to show that the flask market is also super duper mega saturated. E.g., most people probably shouldn't touch it with a barge pole because it's incredibly risky. And I tend to find that it is safer to find that out before you craft a bunch of shit than after you've already crafted a bunch of shit, because at least you can make an informed decision ahead of time and in essence not waste gold. This was one of the biggest problems in Dragonflight, that an awful lot of the time the markets were misleading. It would often look like there'd be significant amount of profit in something, but then the reality is when 60% of everything you craft is basically quality 2 vendor trash, it paints a false, gives you a false sense of security that you might make gold with this, and so people would dump most of their gold into buying materials, only then to craft them all and find that RNG had fucked them, which is not really very fun. There's the obvious argument, though, that, you know, if you're not careful, you will make mistakes. And if you don't learn from your mistakes, then who's really the fool, or who's really at fault there? But I'm also not totally convinced a video game should be out there trying to fool people. Right, chet this time. Chet Lister-Rooney. Let's hope we get given an easy one.
Overflowing barrels of slime are all over the vat works.
Right.
I got your message.
Dumpsters, side gigs, scrap cans or jobs. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have to do a side gig, because we're certainly not doing 10 jobs. Where's the trash can? Is it there? Oh, what? Why can't I fit through there? There we go, 25 dumpsters. So stupid how that works. So stupid. Side gig and 100 scrap cans.
I'm on it. Get it done. Watch it out there.
I don't know which one of these is easier. We'll pick them all up and then go and have a look.
Let's shake that right up. Interesting. How?
Crafting's always one of those difficult things where it makes a lot of sense that in a video game there should always be something that you can do with crafting that can, like, push you forward. But one of the strengths of World of Warcraft over the years is the fact that it's a relatively natural market without, you know, Blizzard interruption, which ultimately means that there are often times where the correct choice is to not do something. And crafting does quite good at that. You know, it somewhat excels with being able to sort of say that, right, your crafting is to add value to somebody else's play style or your own. If you wish for somebody to pay you to do something, then you must be adding value to them. And when you go look at your profession and you see that, right, well, nothing is profitable, that usually should be your indication that nobody needs anything from you. It's not inherently wrong that that's the case. It just feels a bit weird and unnatural in a video game where you expect that everything that you're doing should add value. But it's an economy.
What now?
Games that in the past have provided like a minimum guaranteed profit on things, or have sort of said that there is a minimum buy price or minimum sell prices on certain items, usually end up with more problems than they know how to deal with things like inflation, because players can just repeatedly win. Crafting and professions and the economy in WoW is not a guaranteed win, which actually I think is part of the reason why it's remained useful in the game for so long, and that gold hasn't just exploded with inflation. It's kind of quite novel. But the fact that you can lose at crafting is what also makes it valuable from time to time. Oh no, it's not these cans, is it? It's the flipping... Oh, we need to go do some actual scrapping, not the driving around cans.
Which side you on? Stay
Right, well, there's our
sharp.
side gig either way. Right, 100 scrap cans. Where's the trash farming going on right now? Trash is nowhere to be seen. Trash is actually nowhere to be seen. Where the hell's the trash pile? Oh, no, it is. It's over by the pigeon. And we need to do one more scrap job for the weekly as well, apparently. I have done a grand total of nothing with the weekly rares on this dude.
Overflowing barrels of slime are all over the vat works. Empty them and let the slime run back into the river and complete the slime cycle.
Candy is potentially up. Also potentially dead. Candy is dead. I would imagine that means VV is also dead. No, you're up. I started off the patch killing the rares on each one of these characters, but I didn't gear these characters up anywhere near enough to actually be able to solo all of them on all of these toons. So I quite quickly stopped bothering and ended up using just my main character to do all the rare farming. New enchants come after 4 weeks or tomorrow. Oh, I wouldn't worry about them. They're hidden. You can't buy or sell or do anything with them. But yeah, they come with heroic visions, which is in 4 weeks' time. (22nd of May, I think, for the heroic visions. Basically a month today, or 4 weeks from today. Killed a lot of the hype for me, honestly, about this 11.15 patch. The fact that they decided to, that it would be best to release the patch with only the Nightfall event and the leveling thing. People know my opinions on time gating. Now, this isn't strictly time gating. This is like hardcore content gating, making sure that something is available every month. But my hype for the patch diminished very quickly when they told us we have to wait another 4 weeks for the heroic visions. It's a bit of a shame, in my opinion, but we can just wait. It's fine.
We'll come back to this one later.
Can we go get a kill on the junk wall, maybe? It feels so inefficient killing rares on a single character now, though. It feels wildly inefficient. If we can quickly come along and grab a tag like this, it's not too bad, but... It's more efficient than not killing it, but... they messed up this new patch. Luckily for me, the new Heroes of Might and Magic game's coming in Q2 2025. Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime they change the way they do something, you know, I'm so used to it being, oh, like, a new patch is coming, cool, here's the content, what are we going to choose to go and do? Now, obviously, they've decided to have this approach of the, okay, this is what's going to come in the patch, but we're going to stagger its launch, which is fine. It's, you know, it gives people the opportunity to dive in and out when they want, but it's just different, isn't it? That's kind of the main thing for me. It's just different. We kind of started to see with the whole releasing content every 8 weeks that if you played the game a reasonable amount, you now had the luxury of being able to dip in, play the game a whole bunch, and then put the game down for a little bit. But now they're staggering the content within the patches so that there's something every 4 weeks. There isn't really any downtime anymore. They can't, like, they weirdly, it was more flexible. It was more flexible when they were just like, there's something coming every 8 weeks. 8 weeks was a long enough time for casuals to be able to do most of what came anyway. But for people who played the game a reasonable amount, to blast it for a few weeks and then have that sort of off season between content, which I'm going to be honest, this is just a personal opinion, but was very refreshing for me. Very refreshing to have like that downtime where, okay, something's not happening right here, right now. It's kind of controversial approach being a content creator, that from a content creator perspective, you just kind of want something happening all the time, which is one of the blessings of World of Warcraft. But at the same time, I like playing other games as well. And if they're going to release something every like 3 or 4 weeks, that lack of downtime also means if you miss something, you don't have that sort of mini off season to catch up on something. It's going to make it quite hard for people that actually want to play other games again. So it's almost an oxymoron of a problem. Oh, flipping hell. I keep getting right at the very end. I can't get these 100 scrap cans. Where's the next one? I keep getting distracted by squirrels. Where's the next trash pile going to be? Can't see it. Sometimes somebody needs to see it for it to show on the map. Where is it? Genuinely can't see the next trash pile. Oh, it's there, look. Oh, and Tally spawned. Talking to squirrels. New content makes my ATT percentage go down every time. It's my nightmare. Well, yeah. The more you get involved in ATT, the bigger the problem you have. But I'll also point out that don't take this the wrong way. And I know this sounds slightly mean. It's not meant to sound slightly mean, but that is a you problem. This is why I say the whole issue is a bit of an oxymoron issue. That it's kind of the complaint that there's too much stuff to do in a game. It's like it's not really an actual complaint, if you know what I mean. I don't mind there being a lot to do in the game, but what I would like to be able to do is they release a bunch of new stuff, and then I can choose what of that new thing attracts me the most, and I can go and do that thing first, and then I can do the next most attractive thing next, And then if there's something that I deem to be shit that I don't want to do, I can just not do it. But now that if they choose to release like something every 4 weeks, it basically means that, oh, this month, this is the event. You either do that event or you don't have anything to do. I'm clearly not doing a very good job of articulating what I mean here, but that's a man thing. We don't do good with emotions. We feel them, we just have no idea what the fucking hell they are.
All right, nothing good left in this pile. On to the next one.
Right, checklist done though. Right next to the turn-in. Beautiful.
What you need.
Another 500 rep.
Thanks for stopping by.
And that then, for all intensive purposes, is this dude done for the week. Obviously we didn't kill half the rares, but it's fine.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright.
Oop,
Have I got something for
might as
you?
well hand that in.
Won't find better.
And might as well try and kill Nitro if you're literally right there. Well, you are as well. I'm a woman, but I do not subscribe to the emotions thing either. If I was this in Star Trek, I'd be a Vulcan. Yeah, I still think we're mostly monkey brain these days. We're not meant to know what the hell's going on. Do you get full rep for every toon that does it? Or there is the diminishing requests like the world quest? The chat lists is 500 rep per character. You only get one chat list for free each week on each character, which is why alts is the play. Right, as we're already out here, we'll do the checklist first. Then we'll head back to the city and do patron orders. What do we get? Side gig, turbo cans, scrap cans, jobs, or delve. Oh god, we're gonna have to do something frustrating here. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna have to do a side gig again.
Need some help? Keep safe.
I think it's the Coolant Matters one. It's the easy one. Just fly around on the board. Did a little 2-point museum last night. It's fun. Not the best game ever, but good fun. I forgot about the 2-point museum coming out. 2-point Hospital was hysterical. I loved that game. I pretty much completed it way back in the day. Whenever that first came out. They've done a couple of different versions now. Was the museum the new one that came out recently? It's another one that's on my list of to-dos. I need to look in to see if there's a release date for GTA 6 yet. I'm sure when a release date happens, I won't miss it. But, which is why I don't think there's a release date for it yet. But I want to have a full playthrough of GTA 5 again before GTA 6 comes out. Plus, I'd also quite like to have another blast through Cyberpunk. Try a different style of gameplay with Cyberpunk. I went full Netrunner, or I started a run through going full Netrunner, which was quite interesting.
What? I'm working.
Google says no date, but fall 2025. Yeah, fall 2025 has been the official line for quite a
Stay
while.
sharp. Keep safe. Get it done.
Many are concerned that the highly anticipated title may slip into 2026. I mean, I don't really mind. I don't really mind when it comes out, particularly as long as it doesn't hardcore clash with Midnight's launch. If it hardcore clashes with Midnight launch, it's going to be bad news. Because I actually don't know how I would choose. I love World of Warcraft, but there's no denying GTA 6 is literally a decade launch title.
The dark views are back. Hooray.
There's already suspicions that there's going to be huge global economic impact when GTA 6 launches, on the basis of the amount of people that are going to and have saved time off so that they can take like unpaid leave. Like people are more than willing to take unpaid leave for when GTA 6 comes out. And when you multiply that across the tens of millions of people that are going to buy and want to play that game globally, when half of the, I'm going to use the stereotypical 25 to 35-year-old male workforce takes a week off to go play a video game, it could cause quite economic impact. And people love to say that, oh, well, people don't worry, you know, people don't care about games that much. I hate to disappoint people, but this is literally a title that people have been waiting for a decade. It is going to make an impact. It is going to make a splash. I need to do some scrap farming, top left. Satisfactory 1.1 as well. Yeah, might not be a bad idea for me to go back and have a little poke around Satisfactory, almost in preparation for that, really. Just to try and see if we can get the factory in good working order, ready for an update, or whether with the 1.1 update I decide to, you know, go again. Do it from scratch again, maybe even. Now that I have a reasonable idea with things like the map and whatever.
Wrap it up. I ain't spending more than another minute here. You're gonna let that stop you? Fix it.
This is why I never really got too much into like mega factories in Factorio, because I kind of quite enjoy the start again approach. That every time you play through a game like that, you go back into it with more knowledge than you did the time before, and it means some of the errors you make on one playthrough, you at least try not to make them the same errors next time. Factory must grow. Also, don't forget about Twitch Prime. I miss Stanley. I'll see if I can get Stanley working again soon. Problem with my current save is that I have factories everywhere and it's so far away. Well, I mean, that's kind of a completely valid way to play the game. Having it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, I always find in these games. And I tend to think it depends on which game you play first. If you play Factorio first, for example, you're kind of taught very early on that the best way of doing it is to build one mega factory, bring everything to a central location, and then just build big. If you start by playing Satisfactory, though, you're quite quickly incentivized to, instead of bringing everything to a central location, because logistics can be problematic to do that in Satisfactory, that you are better off repeating basic things like basic iron smelting and basic copper smelting, repeat those processes multiple times across the map, but make dedicated builds for things. This is why the two games are like, you know, they're in the same genre, but they feel very different. Because they sort of incentivize you to do things in a different way. Which is quite clever. When does the Twitch giveaway start? I don't know the exact start time, but it won't be during my stream, unfortunately. When we're streaming tomorrow, it'll be live and active. It usually goes live about when they plan for the servers to go live for the patch, based on Team NA's scheduling. It'll be late today at some point. I can't remember exactly. One of those things I probably should know the answer to, but I don't off the top of my head. Right, I need 50 turbo cans. Let's just drive around for a bit.
We don't got real plants here in Undermine, but we got the next best thing. Fix them up so they shine nice and bright. Machinery's going berserk.
Oh, we've
again.
got him.
Help us get it back in line.
Nice. Normally around 6 PM UK time when the drops go live. Yeah, it's usually not during my stream, due to me usually streaming in the mornings. It's usually, you know, it'll be tomorrow if you want to catch the drops here. I need to turn this list in. Turn the list in. Turn the list in. Clearly getting hungry.
Best deals in town.
Thanks.
Boom. There we go. It's not accounted to a huge amount, but 500 a time is going to slowly push us there. I don't think I'm quite within reach of getting Venture Code to Exalted, but with the double reps, with the double rep XP kicking in tomorrow, at least for like the weekly events and stuff, I might stand a slightly better chance. We'll see. Let's hand this quest in since we have completed it. There's no reason not to. Resonance crystals are still resonance crystals. And let's head back to the city, check our patron orders. For engineering and alchemy. Made a central storage for smart splitters for managing what goes where, but also pushing overflow into a sink. Just one big long sushi belt. The sushi belt mentality always intrigues me, but I know how hyper inefficient it is, which is why I've never been able to force myself into doing a sushi belt in these factory games. In principle, it sounds great, but what you actually end up doing is hyper restricting yourself based upon the throughput of one belt, which actually becomes more of an issue long term than just the belt clogging up in the first place. I'm not the biggest fan of sushi belts, even though I know they're an interesting sort of mini game of logistics. One order for alchemy via patron orders. That's real stinky. Alchemy's basically never going to get completed unless I start doing some of the flipping treasures again, is it? I'm so far behind with alchemy. The irony in that for me is pretty strong though, considering I was one of the first person in the EU to be able to mass produce flasks. And now I am, only a matter of months later, miles behind. absolutely flipping miles behind. Professional slacker. Right, okay. I was expecting there to be more than that, but turns out there isn't. So two lonely patron orders, one lonely knowledge point. Well, I guess you can't win every day. Right, boys and girls, I'm going to leave it there for today, though. Tomorrow is going to be a bit of a bigger stream. Obviously, tomorrow we've got the new patch launching. There'll be the new event, which we'll be able to chip away at on the hour, every hour, for however long our sanity allows us to. Twitch drops will also be on tomorrow, so this is mostly focused towards Team YouTube. It would be a reasonable day to come and lurk over on the Twitch channel. Instead, tomorrow, I think it's a 4-hour watch time for a little in-game pet if you're interested in that scenario. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're playing over on Team NA, good luck with beta testing it later on this evening. I think you've got quite a lengthy downtime for Team NA. I think it's like an 8-hour downtime or something outrageous. But either way, thank you for joining today. Thank you for the bits, the follows, the subs. Thank you for sitting through any ads. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.